Is Han Solo going to come back in the Rey movie? 92-year-old Harrison Ford's like, I didn't really die. I just got messed up really bad.
Fell down a hole, but I'm good.
Why did you say your name is Skywalker? I thought of something so funny last night when I was high as hell.
What's that?
I thought this would be the perfect intro for the show.
All right.
What I got here is something so funny, I thought to myself, record this. But then I couldn't remember what it was, so I just have this recording. Sorry.
It's fine. It's good enough.
I'm sure it was great, though. I mean,
I'm
it
sure
was
it
great.
was. At the moment, it was like, oh my God, that's the most brilliant idea ever.
It's gone.
No, it's...
However, we do have The Mandalorian, Chapter 23, The Spies.
Yes.
I liked this episode. It did... I know for the entire review before this, I've been saying I hate that they took this story about one
lone gunman,
single gunslinger, and turned it into this giant overarching Star Wars story. I know I've been complaining about that, but I like it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this...
it sucks that it's not a show about Din Djarin the Mandalorian anymore.
It is not. No, he's kind of done the whole backseat driving thing now, kind of like Mad Max did.
Yeah. But it's cool what they're doing with it.
I don't mind it. I don't mind it. The action was really good.
Right,
it was
like,
really
oh my
spot
God.
on.
TIE fighters, holy shit.
Yeah.
Like, wow. Cool. Okay.
And you can definitely see they're leading up to a great big battle that's about to happen. So they're going to have a space battle happening while there's a ground battle happening. Pretty classic Star Wars ending.
Yeah, I was thinking that. It felt like Star Wars.
Yeah.
It felt like old style, real Star Wars. I was really happy about that. So, okay, to the finer points. So, Ilia Kane, she's on, I assumed, Coruscant, and she's talking to Moff Gideon through a Viper probe droid.
Which is just kind of around.
That's inconspicuous in a crowded metropolis. Not just a guy in disguise. No, I need this giant, ridiculous robot.
Yeah, not a little, like an R2 unit that I hollowed out and made evil or something. No. We're going to get this evil probe droid. I think it's still black, too, so it's like...
Sounds
it couldn't
the same.
be more evil.
Like, okay, they've got the worst spy tradecraft in the galaxy. This is why they'll... Okay, anyway, she's like, the Mandalorians are going to take Mandalore again. And then he's like, shit.
Well, that would suck.
To kick their ass. And so he's meeting with a bunch of guys who are Imperial Remnant. And he's like, this is getting really bad, including Captain Pelion, who, I don't know if you remember him from the Clone War, or from Rebels.
Vaguely.
You see him in Rebels, and he's in the Thrawn comic as well.
Okay.
Thrawn, but it's not important.
No.
And General Hux's dad.
Yes.
Who they kind of referenced before. Okay, neat, stupid Easter egg, but whatever.
It's fine.
So this group of Imperial Remnant, they're like, we have to shore up our defenses because the Mandalorians are about to retake Mandalore, and that would be a problem for us. And where's Admiral Thrawn that you've been promising us? And then Captain Pelion's, you obviously haven't seen the trailer for Ahsoka or read the news on Screen Rant about the new movie coming out.
All right, then he gets here later. I guess we'll have to deal with this now.
So the Mandalorians are on Navarro, and they're like, let's go to Mandalore now and find the Great Forge, and then we'll bring all the colonists down. Like, okay.
All right.
So they go, and they find the last group of survivors who stayed there the whole time.
Yeah, there's like 5 of them.
And they're like, sorry, we failed you because we suck. and
she's all like, it's fine, it's cool, join our team. And then they do. So
they take IG-88 and they put a little captain's chair in there for Grogu to drive. And it's like, no. So Grogu's driving around in this power armor.
What the hell just happened? So, did they get tired of the CG...
little bubble
thing,
bot.
So they got rid of that, and they're like, no, let's just go ahead and give him a robot body so he can be full-sized and do action scenes.
I don't know. So they find these survivors, they're on Mandalore, and then she admits, listen, when the Night of 1,000 Tears happened, I surrendered to Moff Gideon, and that's how he got the saber. And then half the Mandalorians like, poussoir. But they understand she did it to save what was left of them or something like that.
Sure.
And then these survivors are like, we know where the forge is. We'll take you there.
That's right over there.
And they take them there. And then a giant dinosaur appears and wrecks their boat.
Yep. I don't know.
And then
cool
they go-
dinosaur, I
They
guess.
go down to the forge.
All I could think when the dinosaur popped up, I was like, and you want to live here? This is what you want to claim back? You didn't. There's like a billion other planets. You could just be like, I hear that Endor over there is pretty nice. They got like trees and stuff.
Not at this point.
What?
No, Endor, the forest moon of Endor is now a wasteland. Because the debris of
Oh,
the Death Star
came
destroyed
down.
it. Yeah. It's just
That's a lot of
scorched it, yeah.
That's a lot of dead Ewoks.
Yeah. Whoops, no more teddy bears.
Sorry. You know what's funny is that was never written in the movie, obviously, because they're like celebrating and having a good time. And then someone wrote a book later. It was like, actually,
You know what would happen?
At the end of the celebration, someone looked up and said, "That's getting awful close. We should probably get out of here." Yeah. Do you want to tell the Ewoks? No.
Let's just
We
gotta bounce.
Let's just bounce.
Listen, guys, we gotta get out of here.
I don't even know what the hell he's saying. I just
Okay.
get out of here. Ha ha ha!
We'll
You're
be back
so funny.
later.
Bye bye.
So they're down in the forge, and then they get jumped by these weird-looking stormtrooper things, but they're wearing Beskar steel. And then you find it's Moff Gideon. Ha! This was a trap, bitches. And then they take Din Djarin as prisoner, and then all the others escape because Paz has a heroic sacrifice, which I loved. I'm like,
That
oh
was
my
really
god,
cool.
they finally made a bold artistic choice and let a major character die.
Yeah.
And do it doing something heroic that follows his proper character arc.
Brilliant.
Finally.
And-
Please, I hope it's not bullshit.
And you get to see how badass those guys are who end up becoming the guards of Snoke later.
Yeah, so Praetorian Guards show up because we need some kind of connection to the First Order.
Sure.
I really
this was
hope that
it.
I hope they don't go back on it.
I hope not. I hope he doesn't show up suddenly.
Oh no, I'm not
at the end of the next episode.
They just beat me up really bad, but I'm okay.
I got stabbed a few times, but I'm fine.
I'm gonna be real disappointed.
When the other stormtroopers showed up wearing Beskar,
Yeah.
and the good guys are also wearing it, and I was like, this is going to be the longest gunfight ever.
Yeah.
Because it's just bouncing off each other. And
I thought that to myself, and I've thought this other times. When you do something like that, you've really painted yourself into a corner.
yeah.
Because
They're
you've
like,
made
I'm
these-
indestructible. Oh, now I am too.
Well, now what?
Yeah, I
Now
guess
what?
I'll have to have a giant mythosaur come and eat you.
It was like the best example I have of that. Matt LeBlanc, Joey from Friends.
Yeah.
He had a show on HBO for a very short time. I don't remember the name of it.
I don't know idea.
Where he played an actor on a show called Pucks, and they're writing their characters. He works at a school, and they make the librarian a lesbian. And he's like, don't do that. Like, why? We want to be inclusive. He's like, no, you've painted yourself into a corner. Because when you're in season 3 and you're running out of story ideas, you need that romantic lead to fall in love with Joey. And if you make her a lesbian, you've taken that storyline out. And they're like, oh, this is an experienced guy who knows what he's doing. Same thing with the Beskar. You've painted yourself into a corner. These guys are impervious to
laser
blasters,
blasts and
lightsabers kind of hurt them after a while.
But it takes like forever, and you got to saw back and forth, and it's just a lot of work.
So you had this very complex, kind of shitty battle at the end where you're shooting each other, but what's the point? Just break a bottle over his head. You're more likely to do damage.
Anyway, so then Moff Gideon shows up and does his evil laugh, and he's wearing Beskar armor.
Yeah.
And then he says a line, and I think that line is really important. Because, you know the scene where he's walking and he's got all those chambers behind him, all those cloning chambers?
Yeah.
And you're like, what the hell is he cloning? Because Hux is a part of the project that's cloning the Emperor.
Yeah.
So what the hell is he doing?
It's those troopers.
I think it's a bunch of him. Because he said the most impressive part about this armor,
Now I'm wearing it.
I'm wearing it. And I think he meant all of them.
So did he mean to have a dozen clones of himself with Grogu's midichlorians in him?
I think so. It's a bunch of clones of him, now with force powers, wearing Beskar armor.
And his plan is to take over everything,
Yep.
betray Thrawn,
Obviously.
and appoint himself as Emperor. That's a badass storyline.
I think that's what's happening.
Probably better than what they've actually come up with.
It probably is. But that's my prediction of what I think's going to happen. And obviously, he's the bad guy, so he's going to lose. And I actually think all of his research and stuff is going to end up going over to Hux, and he'll use it to
Yeah.
make Snoke or Emperor or whatever.
Brilliant.
But yeah, I think he's made strides way ahead of everybody else. And that's why he's keeping it secret. He doesn't want anybody to know about it. And I think he's just cloning himself over and over again.
But you won't see that until the Endgame film, or Avengers, when they all come together and all the storylines intersect. So we got to get through Ahsoka first.
I feel like this guy's story needs to end here because Thrawn needs to be the big baddie of the Avengers movie.
Yeah, you're right. Ronan the Accuser has to lose so we can get Thanos. You're right. I hope they do that.
We're going to see.
But I'm enjoying it. I'm starting to warm to this.
Well, good. It only took 7 episodes, or 8, or however many it took for this season, because there's only 1 episode left.
Yeah, well, it sounds like I'm complaining that they made this a large story again. I'm not. I'm perfectly fine with that. I just miss the lone gunslinger making his way. That was a really cool... I
do too. I like that.
That was a really cool take on Star Wars, and I would have liked to have seen more of it. That's all I'm saying.
A part of me hopes that they will go back to that at some point in this series, but I don't think so. I think that he's gone past the point of no return now. Now he's leading an army. Yeah. They're going to take over a planet.
He can't just be a guy bounty hunting again.
He's caught up in this big intergalactic thing going on.
So it's okay. Just that first season was really something special.
Yeah.
So it's okay.
I do have concerns over the ratings going on with this show.
Not as many people watching it, are there?
No. It started dropping off right away, and every season it just gets worse and worse with every episode. So.
Do you think it was for the reasons we just discussed?
Maybe
that you had this novel approach at the beginning, and then you made it different.
Yeah, I think it's because it's different. I think it's because they wrapped up a lot of cliffhangers and stuff in another series. So people who didn't watch that or didn't care jump into this going, this isn't where we left off. What the hell happened? And
yeah, Boba Fett really did suck.
Yes, it really did.
It sucked.
And I think that really hurt The Mandalorian.
Well, yeah, because they linked them and tied them together.
Which was such a dumb idea.
Just bringing Boba Fett back was a dumb idea.
Yeah.
Because a bunch of fanboys like his costume. We're going to retcon the shit. Like, no. Fuck you.
I would have liked it better if the other dude, the guy that stole Boba Fett's armor and was wearing it.
Yeah.
Let that play out. Let him be the new Boba Fett.
Let the sheriff go, yeah.
Yeah, so now it's the sheriff wearing it because he looked better in the armor anyway. He looked more like Boba Fett than Boba Fett does.
I mean, it's a better storyline.
It is a better storyline. What happened to the other guy? He got eaten by a giant monster, and the monster was like, well, I can't chew the armor, so and spit out the armor. And then I took it. That would have been cool.
Yeah, it would have been.
Part of his, B plot would have been him learning about the armor and being like, oh, okay, so...
I'm just saying...
Cool. And then people could show up going, oh, Boba, you're alive. Now I have to kill you. And he'd be like, that's not me, I swear.
You can't just retcon everyone that dies. You can't. It's stupid.
No, because then there's no stakes.
Right, because who cares? Boba Fett's dead. Oh, that's... No, he's not. Oh,
we're going to keep that going, are we?
Emperor's dead. No, he's not.
Which is why I hope that death that they had in this last episode stays dead.
Darth, what's his spike head guy? What the fuck's his
Darth Maul?
Darth Maul. He's dead. No, he's not.
Oh, he's back again.
Fuck, come on, man.
He died like 5 times, and every time they're like, but the fans really like him, so he comes back again.
Sick of it. Is Han Solo going to come back in the Rey movie? 92-year-old Harrison Ford. I didn't really die. I just got messed up really bad.
Fell down a hole, but I'm good.
Why did you say your name is Skywalker? I was your fucking father figure.
You couldn't be Rey Solo?
Fuck.
No.
But I do like this. So
whatever. I do. It's not bad. I'm happy with it. I've enjoyed it. I've actually enjoyed every episode.
As have I.
I mean, the cameo episode did feel a lot like an SNL skit, but it was still fun, and I'm enjoying it. And it's gotten a lot more fun this last episode, and I'm really expecting this final episode.
I think that's going to be really, really fun.
I think it's going to be really fun. I think we're going to get to see a Star Wars battle like we wanted.
Yeah.
Where there's going to be 2 battles happening, or maybe even 3 battles all happening at the same time, and you cut between all 3 of them.
Yeah, at some point... Oh, my God. It is going to be like that, because at some point the New Republic fleet is going to finally show up.
Yeah.
Somebody either the ladies' man or that Ranger pilot.
Yeah.
Somebody somehow is like, yes, you're right, we cannot allow these things to go on without... When good people are struggling, we have to help, or some bullshit like that.
Right.
And then the New Republic fleet shows up at the last second to save the day.
Yeah, so it'll be Gideon and their fleet versus the Mandalorians, and then all of a sudden we'll get some New Republics coming.
Just as they're getting their asses kicked.
Yep, so it'll be this awesome, cool space battle scene. Meanwhile, on the ground, you're having that fight with the Mandalorians versus the new troopers. And then you'll have your personal fight with Gideon versus Bo-Katan and, our boy, the Mando.
No, he won't be in it.
No.
He's just going to be hanging out elsewhere.
Like
Bo is the star of this show now. When they say the Mandalorian, they don't mean Din Djarin. They mean Bo-Katan.
You imagine, like, every once in a while, you just kind of see him in the background sitting in a lawn chair that he's set up, and he's just like, sup, whatever. You want to be in this scene?
And at the end, they've vanquished.
I'm actually reading the script for this other show I'm going to be in, so it's fine. Just keep going.
They've beaten the Imperial Remnant, and then the Mandalorians and the New Republic are staring each other down. And then they come down and they shake hands at the beginning, and the New Republic will respect your wish for a Mandalore to be independent. Yay! Move on to Ahsoka. Yeah. Some cameo of Ahsoka going,
Where is Thrawn?
Shit. Yeah, Thrawn has to escape.
Well, Thrawn's not even here yet.
But he will be. He's going to show up in that final battle.
You think so?
And then when the New Republic kicks their ass, he escapes. And Ahsoka has to track him down.
They're going to show up just for that. He'd be like, hey!
Yes!
Oh, no, shit. And then
that's how they're going to link them. Ahsoka shows up, and damn it, he slipped through my grasp at the second battle of Mandalore.
Now you'll all have to watch my show to find out how I catch him.
Isn't that the most Disney thing possible?
That is the most Disney thing they could do. And if it doesn't happen there, it'll be like an end credit scene. Yeah. Where, like, Thrawn will show up and a bunch of dead ships and like, oh man.
Fuck. Let's get out of here.
All right, I'm leaving.
Disney.
And as the ship flies away, this door will open and he'll be like, fine, I'll do it myself. And
oh, shit.
I want to see that. I want to see them steal every possible line they can from the Avengers movies and stuff.
That'd be great.
Oh, for fuck's sake. All right, well, you know what to do. Leave some comments down below. Let us know what you think of this show so far. And are you excited for the end of this?
How could you not be if you're still watching?
How could you not be?
Even though it's predictable and we know.
Yeah, we know exactly. It's going to be some variation of what we just said, but, it's coming. So, yeah, like, subscribe.
Do all that shit.
All that shit. And we'll see you in another episode.
See you next time.
Bye-bye.